Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Donetta, aka D.E. Williams, and of course, I'm always here to talk ish and chew bubblegum. Now, let's dig into this because the House clears per the panel in regards to the $1,400 stimulus, as well as the increase to the child tax credit. So, $1,400 stimulus payments. I still don't see anything about the college students who are dependents, which is crazy to me because just like my daughter, she's 22 years old, she'll be 23. She's still considered my dependent, and she's only working part-time, just a few hours a week. So she's not making enough to cover and say that she's paying more than half of her support. So she's still considered a dependent. Why aren't they being allowed to get anything as far as the stimulus? I don't know. And they won't be able to get anything as far as the child tax credit either. So, but my thing is with this smart move, and this is the reason why it was like 24 to 18, it should have been larger in regards to, I'm not sure if it wasn't as large due to the stimulus or the child tax credit. But here's the thing, they will be enforcing and meaning restricting these households from spending a lump sum payment, such as the child tax credit, is generally a refundable credit. That means it generally comes back to you after covering whatever your liability is. So here it says households would get the child tax credit in the form of a $300 a month payment for children 5 and under, or $250 a month for those 6 and older starting in July. So you're not going to be getting anything from the child tax credit when you file that tax return either in February, March, April, May, June. Okay, so you'll be reaping that in July per monthly. However they're going to do that, because it should be annually, so I don't know how they're going to come up with providing those monthly payments to come out like that. So wow. So I know what they're talking about as far as the benefit to households who are making 6 figures, but you also have to come up with the fact that you have families who live in areas such as California who do make that amount of money, but they probably don't see the benefit of that amount of money, as it would probably be the same as if they were making, let's say, 50,000 living in a small town in Florida where the cost of living is not that high. Because the cost of living is so high in California, making that much money, you're probably still struggling somewhat. But the thing that I love the most about this is the restrictions against households who cannot spend that child tax credit in a lump sum. Now, again, the child tax credit is not always refundable to you, as every credit assists you for decreasing your tax liability. So any tax credit that you get will do that. It's going to decrease your tax liability, and then whatever is left over, you get as a refundable credit from that credit. And people act like they still don't understand that. So let's say if you can get the $3,600 from the child tax credit, but you owe, let's say, $3,200 in liability, and you've covered all of the other credits have taken down, or you don't get any other credits, let's say that, and your federal tax withholding wasn't enough, and you still owe $400, so it'll be $3,600 that you would normally get for that child tax credit minus the $400. So technically, you're not always getting the full amount of that child tax credit, because your tax liability will come in play first. Of course, the IRS is not going to just give you money if you still owe them. That's going to be broken down, decrease, decrease, decrease. And then whatever is left over, you're going to get. So these particular people who are expecting to get these large amounts, such as people who don't make a lot of money and they know that they're going to pocket most of this child tax credit, whoa, in my Joya Lawrence voice from Blossom, whoa, because they're not going to get their child tax credit via that refund. They're only going to be getting a monthly payment. starting in July. So if people were looking forward to getting that child tax credit, sorry, Charlie, not going to happen. Smart move. I think no one else has ever thought about that. Whereas the government is trying to find a way to assist families. So they're looking at it like we have a lot of families that are getting back. Some of these people are making babies and getting nothing but, they get these refunds and they spend a lot of money on it and they know. So you got people saying, oh, we don't make enough throughout the year, so we use that money to do. So what are you doing? Because if you're still working and you've been surviving on the system or the extra assistance that you've been getting from that, and you use this money per the lump sum and you're not paying most of these, I would say, and that's an assumption, and I know I shouldn't be assuming, but come on, most people know that they're not putting that shit towards bills. Most people know that they're not saying, oh, let me put that in my 401k, or let me set up a fund account like a 501c, whatever it's called, like the college fund. Most people aren't doing that. I'm at fault for not doing most of that. I put some up for savings, but just like other people, you live paycheck to paycheck. So when you're getting this money, you feel like, okay, this is my money. It's owed to me. I worked all year. I deserve to get my refund and do whatever I want with it, right? Yeah. But the system is saying, well, you're still on welfare or you're still getting assistance. We still got families that are struggling. And we're not saying that $250 or $300 is going to really help for that month, considering that daycare alone is $250 and up a week in today's time. It used to be when my daughter was little, and that was in the 90s. She was born in 98, so in the 2000s, it was like $120. And that was for newborn, okay? Now it's $277 a week to $300 a week for newborn. So you're looking at spending, what was the breakdown? I had a huge breakdown for that. But you're looking to spend almost $1,300 a month. That's factoring into over $13,000 a year. So $250, $300 with however many children that you have may assist you in putting some money aside to help with any extras that you have to come and play. And it could also give you the opportunity to save, because if you're basically working and you're already surviving throughout the year based on your current income, that extra monthly amount could actually be put away in your savings. But most people don't think about that. This is extra money. I can do this, and that with it. But this is extra money that you normally wouldn't have monthly. Of course, you would have got it in a lump sum, and you would have been able to spend it however you want to. But now that you have the opportunity to get it in a monthly amount, per mentally being disciplined, you could literally put that money in a savings account or create an investment account and put it away and fall back on it and watch it grow. But most of us don't think like that. I know 9 times out of 10, I technically sort of work paycheck to paycheck, not so much. Because the more money you make, the more problems that you have. The more money you make, the more debt, for whatever reason, you tend to accrue. Because okay, well, I can get this type of house. I can pay this amount. And generally, you don't want to do that. You don't want to pay more for something just because you can. Because anything can happen. Anything can happen. You can lose your job. So you have to set yourself up in a position that I don't want to spend as much money on a home just in case. Can I afford it if I lose my job and have to take a lower paying or get a lower paying job? And that's the way it goes. But this is a lot of people. I want to hear people discussing this. I want to hear people discussing this plan and this child tax credit and them not getting that lump sum, this is going to be, yeah. Yep.